Hey, what's going on, you guys? This is Hyperion-Blue-GT. It's time to get ready for the 20th round in the 2020 Series Nations Cup on Gran Turismo Sport. Here we are at the end of second stage, Circuit de Sante Croix-C for 10 laps, and we're going in to have a classic F1 racing machine by using the Gran Turismo F1500T-A. We'll be ready to go. So I hope this is going to be pretty good out there. We'll be taking on in many corners, including some good straightaways. So this one might have some good tuning work. We'll be ready to go by having a balance of performance regulations. We'll be staying at the 100% on the power and weight. Better heads up, this one might have 3 required tires before checking on the race details before we will be prepared for having a nice time out there. So before enjoying watching the video, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and check out some more videos if you like. Feel free to enjoy it anytime you want for the entertainment. Now it's time to get ready to start the race, and let's begin. The 2020 series of the Nations Cup is about to begin. I hope this is going to be the best time to celebrate Independence Day of the 4th of July. So here we go, this will be having a classic F1 race. Super Slow Mode is now taking first place with his very good classic livery, and here's Tahoe in second place. This is going to be a nice FIA logo to be on the side. And here's Cyclonic Spark 273 in third place to be at the ready. And here's RA19720 is about to be going in onto 4th place. And here's 30 Hair in 5th place. This is going to be having an original livery will be selected. Dudu 2203 is here once again. So this is going to be having a long wait for this player to be having a good comeback. And here's myself in 7th place for the UDRS in Sportec livery. And here's Antarion Cerula in 8th place. And here's Old Guy 7 in 9th place is about to be ready to go. And here's the 10th place driver. Tri GDR Force is now ready to go with his Monster Energy livery style. And here's Battle Tug 13 is going in 11th place. 12th place driver is X Ghost 413X with a John Slayer special livery. And here's Trentley 101 in 13th place. Barry Shine Silver. And here's 3 Gen Titras is now taking 14th place in the Toyota Gazoo Racing Team livery. And here's Motor Canal 5 in 15th place. And here's the 16th place driver. X Blades X SRT8 is about to go on for having a nice, good, challenging race. House Gus is now taking on in 17th place. And here's King Pit Dog in 18th place, setting up the live stream to be ready to go for having a nice entertainment. And here's Bobman 31 in 19th place for the Domino Steam livery. And the last place driver is DKP_Nico Laurie. Is about to be going in for having a one best chance to have a good safety race. So the starting grid will be ready to go, but better make sure to keep in hold of the brakes before taking 5 seconds. We'll be ready to get started out to begin. This will be having a most super fast difficulty race ever yet out there, folks. 10 laps, having 3 requirement tires, and everything will be ready to go for taking on at the end of the second stage in the 2020 Series Nations Cup. So let's do this. Let's drive carefully and try not to get too much over aggressive and coming in onto turn 1, but this is going to get a little bit too crowded over here. And oh man, it looks like this is going to be having a major collision out there, folks. I cannot believe it. The front bumper just barely took a single damage amount on this one, and there goes the wheels. This is going to be a pretty tough, nasty collision at turn 1 and turn 2, folks. I thought this race is going to be a one good, easy opportunity, but this is going to be a very tough, difficult race. Now coming in onto the first sector, and looks like everybody is still trying to keep holding themselves on it, and there goes another collision. This is going to be pretty too much drama to be having a most intense moment out there. There's going to be a lot of penalties out there whenever we have to try to move on to the second line. Just try to keep it calm out there, folks. I know today is the important holiday that we are about to be celebrated for the American holiday. Just gonna make sure that there will be several Canadian drivers will be welcome at any time. But again, front bumper damage, barely took a hit. Just gonna coming in onto sector 3. No matter how everybody really tries to keep himself under control, because this is gonna be having some good tuning work since the balance of performance will be setting up automatically. But better make sure you guys, tuning permitted is definitely might be well open for this round. But I bet this is going to be a pretty tough challenge whenever we have to try and stay calm and try to be very patient whenever you're going to have to try to learn a good mobility balance. And oh man, there it goes again, folks. Looks like the 12th place driver just barely tried to lose his grip, and this is going to be having several drivers will be coming in onto the next turn. Just going to slope down onto the left at the 90-degree angle. We'll be coming in onto this next part. Going to keep that foot of the brake. Try not to get caught onto that barrier. And there it goes again for myself. This is how that error is definitely might be having that braking response. Probably might need to do a better work out there. But this is going to be one big F1 carnage over here, because this is definitely might be a classic race car whenever we have to drive faster it takes. Now here comes the full straightaway, folks. This one might have several drivers will be forced to slow down onto the penalty line. This is going to have to take some few repairs automatically to get it fixed, and looks like coming in onto Dudu 2203 in 11th place. Gonna have to take that best turn to be coming in onto the right. There you go. The chassis of the F1 is definitely good as new. So it looks like I'm coming right back in action. The Croix-C is going to be a very difficult race, but I hope this is how Felipe Digital really wants to challenge ourselves, because this is how F1s could probably take on the longest course since Circuit de Sante. And oh man, there it goes, you guys. Looks like this is going to be having the 11th place driver to be forced to drop down, and now moving on to take 12th place. So I'm going in to catch up onto Dudu 2203 in 10th place. The Canadian standby driver is going to have to take one good stability balance whenever it's going to be taking on that last turn. Same thing for myself. And moving on to the second lap, this is going to be the most challenging race of all time, folks. Just going to try to make sure whenever we had to do our best by dealing a lot of tough corners out there. Gonna have to take a good pressure off the brakes. Don't get caught up onto the lag, because this is going to be having a little bit more disturbance after taking too much RPM. Moving on to the second sector after passing in onto sector 1. I hope this turn is going to be going in quickly as possible. It looks like this is going to be having Cyclonic Park 273 is going in to take the lead. Survival of the fittest in the classic F1500T-A is the only best opportunity to see how he's been doing so far. Tahoe is now going in on to take second place, but this is going to have to take for one good maintained pace to be reached up on it. And here comes Dirty Hair in third place. Now that was going to be pretty excellent out there to see how the top 3 drivers are still take on for the most fastest struggle out there to see how they can probably do it. It's all about learning to take the good examples of a classic F1 race car. Now I'm coming in to make that good overtake on Battle Tug D13. And here comes the yellow flag signal, folks. This has definitely, oh man, it looks like Botman just barely lost control. I cannot believe that this is going to be a one big instant replay to have that good kind of a moment, but I know this race gives a whole lot of drama out there in Circuit de Sante Croix-C by having an F1500T-A. Moving on to the next sector, so it looks like this is going to be having one big struggle on the ropes for Dudu 2203, and here comes Trentley 101 in 7th place. I hope this is going to be having one big straightaway whenever we have to try to keep going faster it takes after taking on that downhill turn. Just going to keep a good low pressure on the RPM and make your way by having a 5th gear will be increased. Better make sure to have that fully customized transmission to be having a best suitable for having a good top speed. Gonna catch up to them. This is going to be having a most effort out there for UDRS to be taking on that turn. Take it nice and slow by pulling the brakes. Just gonna have to close in for only 2.2 seconds onto the gap. Dudu 2203 is still takes the chase to reach up onto Trentley 101. I hope this is going to be, oh man, there it goes, you guys. There's the yellow flag signal once again. I bet this is going to be having a little bit loose control of this one. Gonna have to see it, and looks like super slow mode is now taking on that short long-term recovery. So this makes it 18 drivers standing there whenever they had to try to keep it up on their own limits. Take that final turn and moving on to the dirt lap. And I hope this is going to be pretty good to see how Cyclonic Bark 273 just barely took the fastest lap time for only 2 minutes and 57.366 seconds. I hope this is going to have to take a good focus eye on Regen Tigris in 7th place, and looks like he's going in on the outside. UDRS takes the inside and going in by having a long distance straightaways before coming in onto turn 3. The 8th place driver is going in by having an increased pace. Gonna have to pull the brake. This one might have the best cue. And going ghosting mode, like having a ghost perk from every Call of Duty game, but well, sometimes it always gets a little bit more invisible because whenever we had to take an important exercise caution when we're on turn 3. Just gonna have to take that next turn, going in, and better watch out for Regen Tigris to be having an incoming attack from behind. Gonna have to make that good push out there. Going in onto the next sector, so this is definitely might be going possible to have 8 at once. But this track is definitely might be the only exercise course for having a classic F1 race. And the battle goes on for Trentley 101 and Doodoo 2203. And oh man, it looks like there it goes, folks. Looks like I just almost had that best chance to be on the overtake. And looks like Regen Tigris is now moving on to take 6th place after I just got a little bit hit after taking on that late braking point. And here's X-Go-Sport 13X in 7th place. He's going for it, folks. He is going fast to be having a good John Player special for having a good livery. Just like how Hyperion Senna has been used since the 1980s. Well, it was definitely might be mentioning from Gran Turismo 6 to be having a good part as a tribute. Gonna have to stay strong out there because the racing soft tires is definitely might be the only tough option. Doodoo 2203 passes me. Hope this is gonna have to take that good RPM range to be having a good push. Come on, gonna have to make that good speed because the straightaway for the next sector is gonna be going in to take that good intense braking points. Going in side by side, gonna make that good evasion. Pass by the double cones, better make sure to have that good response out there. Doodoo 2203 is now passing me onto the inside. How brilliant is this to see how the drivers are still coming along. Okay, looks like this is going to be having a little bit more risky out there after dealing a lot of corners by having a little bit risk of control. It looks like here comes Dirty Hair is coming in onto the pits. I hope this is going to be having a tire changing up requirement. Gonna have to go with the medium compound until moving on to the 4th and 5th lap. That will be the only method possible whenever we have to take a good differences by having a good strategy. Gonna have to take lap number 4 before coming in onto the 5th lap. Gonna let these slow drivers who will be going in by having an increased acceleration will be passing by. Now I'm going in to take 7th place, folks. I hope this is going to be having a chase to catch up onto Trentley 101 in 6th place. But still got enough pressure check onto the rear tires because the front, it still takes a good enough grip to be dealing with some good turns out there. Going in onto ghosting by having turn 3 and going physically to be having a best recovery attempt. Just going to keep going. I hope this is going to have to take a good slow traction whenever I had to try to stay in a good balance. Take that apex on the inside, and looks like Regen Tigris is now going in to pass me. Gonna have to stay well defended. There you go. UDRS takes the best flow techniques to be on the inside by using the apex. It looks like Trentley 101 just barely hit the sand trap to be forced to slow down. I hope this is going to be having the opportunity for UDRS before coming in onto the next turn on the left. There, that's more like it. So it looks like 3-Gen Titleist and Doodoo 2203 passes me, and that's the only ticket to be having a good flow technique to stay on a good balance. Coming in to take the right turn before entering the bridge. That was going to be pretty impressive out there to see how Tahoe takes the lead. 2 minutes and 56.803 seconds. I hope he could probably reach up onto the finish line in no time, because it's all about taking a good exercise to see how F1 cars to be well driven to be mastered. Gonna keep going down onto that right turn, take that full straightaway. Trentley 101 is going in onto the chase onto Doodoo 2203, and D3N Titleist is now going in by having a little bit fierce neck on neck. I hope they're about to be coming in to make that good perfect braking points. Brace themselves. This is going to get a little bit more hot and risky. And it's about to go on. 3 F1 cars in 6th through 8th place is about to be going in, and looks like I'm joining the party. This is going to be having a fierce struggle out there to catch up on them. Going to keep a little bit more exercise caution when we're in this kind of a district. Take that next sector, and this is going to get a little bit more closer to be coming in onto the pit stop. Better keep it careful. Don't want to make that braking response to be caused up by having a lag. There you go. That's the good ticket to be at the final turn. So it looks like this is going to be having several drivers will be changing up by taking different tire compounds. So I hope my crew is going to have to do the best part. This will have to take for only a stop tire changing and refuel. Just going to have to take a good standby before coming in and then coming out to the pits. Now moving on to take lap number 5 and currently on to 10th place. I hope many drivers are still trying to take a good standby by having a good organizing pit strategy. Anything goes opposite, they could probably have to do the best part. Looks like Cyclonic Bark 273 is going right back into the lead after he overtakes Tahoe in 2nd place. It looks like Interion is now going to have to take that best position to be in 3rd place. The top 3 drivers still going on because this is going to be having 3 American GT players out there who will be given the best part to represent for the America to celebrate on Independence Day. But I hope this is going to be the only safety concerns that we might have to put up with some face masks and have social distance during the COVID-19 pandemic. I know, we just really love enjoying the fireworks because it always might have the better ways to keep ourselves to remain nice and healthy. Going forward to take the next sector and still tries to reach up for myself to catch up onto D3N Titleist in 9th place. I hope UDRS is still trying to make the best limits to be trying to going faster by having a good RPM and having some good stability balance for having a good mobility. But it takes a long halfway lap onto the 5th lap because 5 more to go. It takes plenty of difficult corners whenever we have to learn. Coming in onto the bridge, only 5.2 seconds up ahead on 3-Gen Titleist before coming in onto the next turn. Before having a full straightaway, we'll be doing his best part. And here's try GDR_4th, dropping down onto 8th place. But I hope this is going to be having a good speed to catch up to each other. There will be having some side-by-side by taking any chances. Now that is a pretty good chase to see how they can go fast. By reaching up at the 5th gear by doing some different transmission is going to be having the best capability whenever they have to make their own potential. Just going to force to slow down onto the next turn to be at the right. That's more like it. Just going to try to maintain the pace to be closing in because it's all about having a range onto the distance. Just going to keep going. I hope the pressure on the medium compound is going to have to buy some time before having the racing hard compound will be selected to be in the next pit stop. Going in onto that next turn before coming in onto the final corner. Just going to keep it nice and slow, but this is going to be having a full length of the road. This would be my best chance out there, folks. I could probably change up onto 8th place after taking on in 10th place to be on the standby. There you go, lap number 6 is on the way. So I hope this is going to be having a resumed chase for myself to catch up onto GGN Titris in 6th place. But I hope everybody is still trying to do their best out there, because we only lost 3 drivers to be left in the lobby. So I hope this is going to have to take for only a few more standby skills we had to try to endure. Just going to have to keep going on to turn 3, moving on to the 2nd sector. But I hope this is going to be a pretty good organizing whenever we had to keep a good monitor check to see how many numbers of sectors in the track, because it's going to get very longer it takes. Take that right turn, go straight forward before coming in onto the blind corner. And here comes sector 3. Just going to hold the brake on the left. Keep going at it. And looks like Dirty Hair is dropping down onto 7th place by having a gap distance for only 7 seconds. Looks like this is going to be having a little bit drop down decrease effect on it since that whole over rev pressure. Just going to keep going. Just going to have to do my best out there. There you go. Just going to keep it slow and steady and make that right turn before coming right back onto the bridge. Now I'm about to be approaching in onto Sector 4 before coming in onto Sector 5. This is going to be having a best good landmark organizing lineup to see how it turns out. Just going to keep going, but this is going to have to take that full straightaways because X-Gal Sport 13X is about to be coming in nearby. And there he is right now. Looks like this is going to be having a John Player special livery we'll be taking on with UDRS. Gonna have to stay well defended, but this is going to be a very tough, difficult lineup to be on the chase. He's going in onto the maximum overdrive, and looks like the John Player special livery on Ghost X14X is definitely going in to have that 8th place position. UDRS is now dropping down onto 9th place. X-Gal Sport 13X is going in to have the faster advantage. Well, I hope this is going to be having a good stability balance, but I got him on sight. Gonna keep going by having that pressure onto the 6th sector. We're almost there. Just gonna keep a little bit more pressure eye out by dealing a lot of corners. Better use that apex, slow and steady before coming in onto the final turn. Now the 7th lap is about to be moving on, only 3 more laps to go. So this is going to be having a one best push out there for X-Gal Sport 13X to be taking on in 8th place. He's about to be going in to catch up onto Trentley 101 in 7th place. He could probably have to take home the best rifle spot out there, folks. Coming in onto Sector 2, better make that 3rd turn. Gonna have to keep a good pressure on the brakes. Better go ghosting because they should probably have to keep a good monitor eye out. Slide it in onto the left and better have to make that right turn before coming in onto the next turn. It looks like Tri-GDR Force is now closing in onto my position. This is going to be having Sector 3 will be pressed forward. Gonna stay strong out there. Better don't lose that balance. It gets a little bit more closing in onto the ropes for Tri-GDR Force. And make that left turn for UDRS to be trying to stay on track to reach up onto X-Gal Sport 13X in 8th place. Gonna keep going, just gonna have to use that inside position. Coming in onto the straightaways onto the bridge. It looks like Tri-GDR Force is now still takes on that chase to reach up for UDRS in 9th place. Coming in onto the next sector before coming down onto the right turn before taking the straightaway. But this is going to be having a fourth time out there to see how most opportunity drivers who really wants to drive fast to be on a good drag distance. But it definitely might be pretty good to have an increased RPM. Well, where was I? Alright. And here comes the next turn. I hope XGO Sport 13X is going to have to take that good braking point pressure check. And that's the ticket for try GGR_course. That good strength pressure for UTRS will be dealing with a lot of good turns to be in the next sector, but it's going to have to take for only a few tire pressure before taking on the 8th lap. Until this is going to be having the tire change-up options will be used for the racing compound tires, will be selected as the hard category. And here comes Street and Tidres is now taking in third place after Hyperion is coming in onto the pits. Just gonna have to press forward for taking the 8th lap. I hope this is gonna be having one more lap for the racing medium compound tires until the racing hard will be waiting for having a moment to be on a standby patient. Take turn 2. Gonna have to keep going straight, and this will be having a 1 minute gap distance for the top 3 drivers. This is going to be doing great to see how Cyclonic Spark 273 still takes that good rifle defense in the lead. This part of the area is definitely might be having a ghosting grease zone, because whenever each mistake happens, this is going to be the only safe options whenever we try to keep it slow. Gonna have to go faster before coming in onto Sector 2 before reached up onto Sector 3. So XGO Sport 13X is still trying to reach up onto Interion Cebulia in 4th place. But this is gonna have that left turn for the 5th place driver will be coming in. Almost there, just trying not to lose that good amount of balance. It looks like Try GGR_Force is taking the advantage. So now he's in 6th place, folks. UTRS is in 7th place after having a one tough exercise caution on the handling. Look at that, folks. On the behind position, Dirty Hair is about to be closing in. Gonna have to be defended. This is gonna have to take that good response to the brakes. That's the ticket for Dirty Hair to be pressed forward, who will be taking on in 7th place. And this will might have Trentley 101 and Doodoo 2203 is still takes on that battle to be reached up onto my current position for only 4.4 seconds onto the gap distance behind. Coming down onto the right turn hillside, but this is going to be having Cyclonic Spark 273 is about to be taking one more pit stop, and he will be selected for the racing hard compound tires to be recommended. Tahoe is still trying to reach up onto Cyclonic Spark 273, but this is going to be having the only recommendable to be using up onto the pit stop to be having the best current tires to be used. Make that right turn for UTRS and still tries to continue to chase to reach up onto Dirty Hair and Try GDR Force in 6th and 7th place. Coming in onto that next corner. Just gonna make that next sector. Try not to get caught on the outside. There you go. Perfect corner turn for UTRS whenever it's gonna be taking on to deal with the tough terrain. Alright, coming in onto the pits. This will be having a racing hard compound tires to be selected, so this will might give a little bit more extra amount of fuel. So that does it. This is going to be having the best effort chance out there. We'll be coming right back onto 10th place for myself with the UTRS livery of the F1500T-A. So look at that, folks. This is going to be having a great effort out there for the top 3 drivers. I bet this is going to be having an ongoing chase for Tahoe to be reached up onto Cyclonic Spark 273 by having a most ever gap distance whenever he has to take. Moving on to Sector 2, and Doo-Doo 2203 and Trentley 101 in 8th and 9th place after I've been overtaken by coming out to the pits. Just gonna make that left turn coming in onto the 4th corner. Turn 5 comes in before taking turn 6. Make that good pressure. It looks like this is going to be having a continued battle out there for Doo-Doo 2203 and Trentley 101. Moving on to Sector 3, and I hope this is going to have a best effort out there whenever they have to try to do their best. Keep going at it. Looks like this is going to be having the best part to be going in onto the A course. And now taking part onto the layout, Circuit B is definitely might be the only expedition part. Better have that right turn. Keep going at it. Go over to take the second straightaway onto the bridge. That's more like it. Just gonna have to stay on that good, perfect turn. Wow, looks like everybody really wants to feel the heat while driving fast for the F1500T-A. It's gonna have to take plenty more professional racing skills. We'll be doing some best stability balance. But having straightaways is definitely might be the only matter. Just gonna have to close in by 7.1 seconds onto the gap up ahead. It looks like this is gonna be having 10 seconds from behind is going to be having some best effort out there for doing a good defense. Just going to going in onto the right turn and going to have to close that gap distance to be reached up on Doo-Doo 2203 whenever I have to get the chance. Pretty good, excellent skill driver out there. Take the 6th sector. I hope everybody do their best out there, and here we go. This is going to be the final lap. This race is going to be the only best moment of all time out there, folks. Cyclonic Spark 273 still takes that first place in the lead, and Tahoe is taking on in 2nd place, followed by 3-Gen Tetris is in 3rd place. So it looks like this is going to have to take for only one last chance out there, folks. Better make your best moment, because all about having a fastest rush to be in the classic F1 race car to be in a good machine. So it's going to keep going straight onto the first straightaway run, but this is going to have to take on for Sector 2. And there it goes. This is going to be having Trentley 101 will be taking a best forward out there to be in 8th place. Gotta make sure to see how Doo-Doo 2203 is still trying to make their best limit. He can probably have to take it all. Pretty good well onto turn 6, and it looks like UTRS is about to be going in, and we just lost another driver out there. So it looks like Doo-Doo 2203 is left the lobby. That one might brings UTRS will be taking 9th place to be in the rightful spot. And here's X Ghost 413X in 7th place. Do your best out there, Ghost. You can probably drive fast whenever it takes. Now coming in onto the straightaways onto the bridge. This is going to be having some second part to be going in onto Cyclonic Bark. This is going to be having the best turn to be going in onto that small hairpin. Stay strong out there, everybody. You can do it. You can probably do it, because we're about to be home free. Better have a good eye on the last place driver. This is going to be having the best effort to be moving on to take the final stretch. Just going to keep going in, and I hope Cyclonic Spark 273 is the only guess that he's going to have to win. He can probably do it, folks. Cyclonic Spark 273 is going in by having one good final stretch out there, and he successfully made it. Cyclonic Spark 273 has reached the finish line for having a best victory win. What in the most awesome race in the 20th round in the 2020 Series Nations Cup at the 2nd stage. Cyclonic Spark 273 wins the race in the 20th round out there. What in the most super fast classic F1 race ever out there, folks. And here's Tahoe is now taking 2nd place finish. I hope Regen Tigris is not going to have to take on in third place finish. He can probably take on that final turn. I hope he's going to do it, folks. He is going in. Better have to take that last defense. There you go. Home free for the third place driver will be taking the bronze. Now that was pretty excellent out there, folks. I hope this is going to be having enough time left because it's going in by having an overtime for only a minute left. Just going to keep it careful before making the approach onto the final turn. And there you have it, folks. Looks like this is going to be having the 9th place driver for myself in the UDRS livery of the Gran Turismo F1500T-A. How brilliant is that to see how classic F1 cars will be taking on in a most longest track to be an official French racing circuit. But this is going to be pretty awesome out there. Looks like I just did my best, and looks like we just have TryGGR_Force for having a 1-minute penalty detected. So looks like he's going to drop down onto a different position whenever he's at. I hope old guy 7's gonna have to keep on running, followed by King Pit Dog and X-Blaze XSRT8. Only 10 seconds left until the results will be fairly made confirmed. Nice job, King Pit Dog. You did good out there. So, looks like this is going to be having a pretty good, excellent race to be in the second stage. But I hope we're about to be ready to move on to take the third stage, because the final step is about to be approaching. And this is going to be a pretty good, remarkable out there for having a classic F1 race car to be in Circuit de Sante Croix-C. So let's just going to go over to have some earning summaries. Over 100,000 credits to be well earned on any drivers by doing the best effort out there. So it looks like this is going to be doing great to see how Cyclonic Bark 273, Tahoe, and Regen Tigris has did a pretty good job out there. Luckily, I hope I could probably have to congratulations to Regen Tigris since he left the lobby, so I could probably have to congratulate 2 of them instead. What in the most exciting F1 race ever to be in the 20th round in the Nations Cup. But I know, a whole lot of drama going on since the start of the first lap. But better make sure to be very more careful whenever we had to try to make a good balance. Otherwise, having a lot of full contact at turn 1 and turn 2, and even turn 3 is going to be pretty messy out there. But there will be some recoveries whenever we had to try to be very more respectful out there for having a nice, good, clean race. But sometimes it was all very challenging out there whenever we tried to make a good use to be having the radar to be needed as possible. So looks like Cyclonic Bark 273 is taking me for the response. So I hope he is pretty good out there to be having a nice, happy moment to be having his first place victory win. Now we have finished the second stage in the Nations Cup before we will move on to take the third stage. Coming up for the next race is going to be at WeatherTech Raceway Laguna Seca by having a Group 4 category. But this is going to be a 2-car brand besides the rest. This is going to be the wild card guess, so we had to find out and see. Alright folks, I hope you really enjoyed watching the race. Thanks for watching. And be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, bell for notification uploads, and the links on the description down below if you want to see more. Livery blog videos are available to watch anytime you want. This will be the entertainment showcase about different cars with liveries I have been made. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time for continuing in the 2020 Series Nations Cup on Gran Turismo Sport, and I'll see you guys later. Keep on racing, stay clean.